Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Ionis, how you doing? What, how you doing, pal? Exponential, how are you? Okay, so all good. All good. Yesterday, I had the worst day I've had for a long time. But that was okay. Went away, shut down, didn't come back. So everything turned out okay. So I was quite pleased in the end. It had to happen. It's the first time since I started these accounts, or this particular one, that I have finished 2 trades down. So it was $300 plus, I think, $8 in fees, or just under $8 in fees. But it was fine. I was okay with it. I was sort of glad it happened in a way, because I wanted it to well, it probably doesn't sound right, but it was something that had to happen. So I'm glad it happened. It sounds a bit weird, but you've got to go through that, and you've got to accept it. And I accepted it. I was fine with it. And there you go. But, you know, on the other hand, if I'd have been trading 2 contracts, when I'd have been down 600, that's a bit of a difference. But the difference is, if I'd have gone and traded those accounts last night, I'd have probably blown them. At least this morning, I've got 2 PA accounts looking kind of nice and healthy, so that's pretty good. I'm playing PA as 2 measured legs down, that one there. Yeah, I'm looking at it, 2 measured legs down. I'm also looking at the possible channel down. We've got a touch here, a few touches here. It's touching, but so it's either or. I'm not taking it as gospel, because that to me looks like a bit of a bull flag. But let's put that there. I can lift this a touch then. But it kind of fits nice both ways out, depending on how you look at it. So there's no real trade even to go short here if you wanted it to. So that to me looks like a bull flag. So we'll see. I mean, if it turns down and drops, and then we get a lower high, then it may be going down. But we'll see. I'm looking on the daily there, and it at the moment we're just in a range at the top of this. We've had the overshoot, so it could go down, it could go up. It's not clear at all, really. It could do anything. Your candle looks different. Maybe it's on my side. I haven't reloaded my historic anyway, so glad you said that. So let's have a look. Does that look any different? Wow. It does a little bit. Let's just remove that anyway. But yeah, it is just 2 legs at the moment. Leg and a leg. And a leg and a leg. I have said I'm going to start taking these trades at some point. Because I don't know how many times I see this, it goes sideways and goes up. Yeah, I was okay, mate. I was okay. It's got to be done. It's going to happen, isn't it? And that is where I think most people struggle. It's certainly where I struggle the most. So I'm glad it happened in a strange way, and I'm glad I dealt with it okay. But I think it's the one thing that stops you from becoming consistent is how you handle your losses. And yesterday was okay for me. Luckily, I had a nice, fresh, new sealed bottle of 12-year-old single malt downstairs, so I had a couple of them after. I think I was more stressed being stuck in the trade for like an hour and 15 minutes. It was just wearing me out. You just get a bit tired, don't you, and a bit fed up. And I just wanted out of the trade. You know, it wasn't so much that I lost. It was more I just had enough of being stuck in the trade. That's the longest trade I've ever been in, like over an hour. But it was just going sideways, so... But that is doing what I expected it to do, leg. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Let's put like that there just for now, because I think it's fair to say at the moment it just looks like a couple of legs down, a couple of legs up, so we'll see. Small size sell. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, bud. I mean, if I'd have lost $600 down, that may have been different. You know, do you know what? If I can manage to build, say, 10 accounts over 6 or 8 months and get regular, consistent payments, if you can get that balance up to maybe 7 or 8,000, then you can go up to 2 contracts then, and then maybe allow yourself a $2,000 buffer. If you drop below that or get to that 2,000, then I think you just go back to the 1. But obviously 2 contracts, is sort of, you expect your profits to be a bit more, but, obviously you've got to take the bigger losses. But that's something maybe for later on down the line. I think the most important thing is just getting some consistency first, nice and small. You can always, grow later on down the line, but it's getting that consistent. And I think half the battle is for me, sometimes when I've taken silly risks and gambles, it's probably because you doubt you can get there yourself. Because there's so many failures in trading, at some point you start to ask yourself, am I ever going to be able to do this? So the good thing about reducing the risk and just focusing on consistency, if I can get through 6 months and consistently make 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 a month over 6 months, that proves then that you can clearly trade. You can't be lucky for 6 months again and again and again. And, as you sort of progress and your account grows, you'll have belief then, full belief. So even if you go up to 2 contracts, it doesn't really matter because you can trade. So, okay, as we know, market's been open for a couple of minutes. So at the moment, we're just sideways in. Brick, how you doing, bud? Laufey, how are you? So just incidentally, the 90% off finishes today, I did have an email and they said they didn't think they were going to have another one for quite a while. I don't quite know what they mean by that, but have a look. Don't miss out last time offer ends Tuesday. Get them while they can. Perfect time to get more accounts. I had another email saying they weren't going to have one for a while. I don't quite know why. Have a look. Where was it? You know what? I am wondering whether this is a... No, maybe not. Not sure. No, I can't remember the email. They said they weren't going to have another one for a while. I don't quite know what they meant by that. Was it in junk? After trade funding does not operate. Hi, don't miss out. This will be the last time that Apex offers 90% off evaluations. I don't quite know why they've put that. Where does it say this? This will be the last time Apex offers 90% off evaluations for a good long while. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. You think they make a lot more money? Well, I'm convinced they make a lot more money. So, I mean, they may just mean till Christmas, in all honesty, but it does run out today. So, if you are interested, my code's down there, as you know, if you use it or you have, it's appreciated. But I have had a couple more myself, which I've passed actually. So one will go live on Friday. I just wanted to get back to my 4 and then just slowly, consistently grow. Let's have a look. Lance, correct me if I'm wrong. I've been watching you for a while. I watched your second trade yesterday and had a feeling that your first losing trade affected your target. I'd say I'd agree with that, yeah, to a degree. What I will say is there's a certain setup that I look for, and it's a leg up, a 2-legged correction, and another leg up. Now, I expected to get a lot higher. So there's the trade I took. So it was a failure. There had been some shorts there trapped, and I expected that to push up here. I had my order about here, which is less than 2/3 of the way. But when I see that with 2 legs of correction, I think the only read, but in all fairness, it tried multiple times to get out, but just sometimes it wasn't going to work. So I'd agree with that partly. The one I lost here that some traders got out for 1 point, if I'd have gone out for a point there, I'd have probably taken 2 there and I'd have been up. But I agree with you to a degree, yeah. Whoop mentioned that as well. But when I do see that leg up and the 2-legged correction, I often see that second leg going up and you miss out on it. So I usually look for a higher low. So So yeah, to a degree, I think you're right. To me, you have gotten out before at the highs. If you didn't, yeah, I wasn't. Do you know what? I look back on that trade earlier, and yeah, usually I'll get out at the highs, but as we were slowly, if you look, we were slowly working up. And I was expecting after the 2 legs, see how nice those legs of correction is. There's a higher low there. That's the one I should have taken in all fairness. But I expected that to go up for another leg up here because we'd already broken the high, see. So it was just a bit of bad luck that, I suppose. At the end of the day, the trade was good. It went for 2.25 points. If it had gone 3 ticks, I'd have been in and out the trade and that would have been done. I'd have got my money back. But sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you get a little bit of luck. And sometimes you don't, but you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. You know, if I'd have taken that and it had shot up another 10 points, you know, it would have been forgotten about. But I did expect after that sort of, we got it down there, we got a leg down there, 2 legs of correction and another leg. And that's the trade you would have looked for there, in all fairness. That was a failure. And I like that because there have been some longs there. But that's the type of thing I was looking for to get 3 points, which I do sometimes go at 3 points, and I'll tell you why, because I have my contract thing set at 3 points. That's where I sort of like to be. But yeah, you were greedy. I don't think 3 points is a lot, to be fair. Yeah, partly because I was down, but you know, if I can see a good move and I think it's going to go a lot more, I will. I'll follow it. I'll follow it down. But you say you were greedy. I mean, if it had worked and it had gone for another 10 or 12 points, you know, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been a. But yeah, I agree with you. Yesterday was just slow. I should have known better, really, when it was just choppy all day. I should have just got out for a couple of points, but that probably clouded my vision trying to get some of it out there. So it was a mixture, I'd say, for sure, yeah. So we have got some news coming up in about just over 20 minutes. But sometimes I do go for 3 points. You know, it depends. If I think it'll do it, you know, if we get a leg down there, 2 legs of correction, we often get another leg. And if there's a decent enough setup, see, we had it there, didn't we? We had 1 leg down, a second leg down. So there was a failure there. If I'd have been here there, I'd have taken that one. And would that have made 3 points? Absolutely. That went down for 7.5. So 3 points would have got me out here before these lows. So on circumstances like that, where we have 2 nice legs back, I will go for a bit more. But obviously, I tend to judge each trade really on the context that I'm seeing at the time. But yeah, I think yesterday was one of those days. It was just chopping up and down most of the day. But after we'd already broken the highs there, when we pushed up again, I thought we were going to have another leg. So 1 leg, 2 legs of correction, another leg, and that's the trade I took. It's just a bit unfortunate. That was the one there, wasn't it? So where did it go to? Yeah, so it went to 2. So you could have got 2.25 points, but that's where I'd have got out. It could have quite easily gone a bit higher, in all fairness. It's just it's one of those things. If we'd have had a second leg up, I mean, I was out comfortably before the highs, so it's just one of those things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just happened to be yesterday it didn't work after I'd already had a loss. So sometimes it was good. Yeah, it was absolutely a good trade. I thought the trade was good, but I did expect it to go a little bit more. I went for 3 points. In fact, I went for 3.25 points because it would have been nice to get me points back. Now, if I'd have had $5,000 in my account, I'd have held on for a bit more. And what I tend to do then is follow it from each individual swing. So it's just one of those things yesterday. Sometimes you get your points and you have a good day. And sometimes, it doesn't go in your favour. You know, we've all been lost. We've all lost out by a tick, haven't we? But I think what I should have done, in all fairness, I probably convinced myself that we were going to continue on higher. And when I saw that 2 legs back, that's where my stop was. I gave it an extra tick because of this. I thought then we were going to push up, but I probably should have got out at break even, in all fairness. But it's one of those things. If it had worked, you know, it would have been, you know, sort of well done for hanging on. But it's one of those things. You know, markets sometimes, I mean, there's an element of luck in everything we do, really, isn't there? We obviously go for a setup, but sometimes you get a bit of luck on your side, other times you don't. But even the best traders in the world have bad days. You know, so it's just one of those things, isn't it? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But I'm sort of kind of glad. I needed it, really. I needed to have a couple of losing days, or a couple of losing trades in a day, because it's one of the toughest parts of trading is how you deal with those losing days. Now, if you can walk away and not come back till the following day, it gives you a chance to relax, calm down, process it and forget about it. And then you've, as far as I'm concerned, that's one of the toughest parts to deal with. You know, learning the strategy and the setups is just a matter of time. But the psychological side, you know, it depends who you are, what type of personality you've got. I'm a bit stubborn, I am. I've had times where I've sort of fought the market, but lately I'm starting to realise I've got the skills for this. Now all I need to do is just work on that, the psychological side. So by not coming back last night and dealing with it, that was a good win for me. In other words, it was worth the loss just to succeed at staying away. So I got this one. I was quite pleased with myself, actually. So sometimes, you know, these things have a strange way. That losing day was actually a good success for me in a strange way. So, you know, but it is the toughest part. It's where I've struggled most before. I hope we're not going to get stuck in a bloody range day again. I keep looking at this daily. And we seem to be flitting up and down. I'm hoping if we get to the bottom, we may have a breakout and then a push out. It's hard to know. It could do anything. This, see, it could come down a bit or it could go up. There's no real indicator here. The only one I'll say that was quite clear was that one. That triggered, and I was convinced that was going to stop out because we had that downtrend. But we'll just have to see, keep watching. So, what's going on here? I did initially come from here. Something like that. But I'm not so sure. Maybe it's from there. I'm not sure about that. It's not very clear at the moment. No. Okay, leg. There's I'd guess that come up to the midline. I did look at that. I don't like taking these, to be fair. I don't have a lot of success with them. I'm guessing that would have made 2 points. Not quite yet. One more tick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can clearly see it's holding there, so I'd expect that to pull in. I just don't have a lot of luck with these. I tend to avoid them, in all fairness. So if I'm taking something like that, I'd expect to get it back to the EMA. So what I'd probably do is come out for 6 ticks. Well, I'd probably come out at that EMA, which is around about there, which is a 1.5 actually. And it clearly worked for that. So yeah, I'm not convinced of this at the moment. I don't think this fits. I think that's probably more like it. With a break. I'm not sure about that. It's just not very clear to me at the moment, really. We've just got 2 legs down and a leg up, and sideways with a failed breakout. So, don't forget we have got that news coming up in about 13 minutes. So just keep that in mind. Consumer confidence. Hopefully, if the consumer confidence is good, we may end up getting some upwards movement. And if we can get above this and start pushing up, that might be good. Better news. I'm assuming the consumer confidence is going to be slightly on the positive side. Hopefully, we have had sort of rumours around, and I think the feeling is rates are going to not climb anymore. I think they're looking to cut rates at some point, and just the fact that they're not going to increase them at the moment, I think it's giving a better feel to it. Okay, so that clearly went for 2 points anyway from there. Yeah, comfortably. I think another part of the reason I never took that is because it almost looks like we're making lower highs. So what you don't want to do is it to just nick you a little bit and then come down to this level at the moment, because it's a bit unclear. We do seem to have a slight downward sort of feel for it, but it's also sideways as well. So it's just not really very clear at the moment. Oh, incidentally, guys, if you haven't, I think most of you yesterday, I've been invited into a Discord with a few other traders. A guy called Tyler, Sam, guy called the Black Bay guy, and I think it's him and Tyler, and there's a few anyway. So there is a link. I have put this Discord thing on my chart, but I don't think it's working. Sam's just mentioned it's not working, but I have dropped it in a link in the description. So if you, I did start one, as most of you know, a few weeks ago. but it just had a few problems with it. So this is sort of safety in numbers. So if you do want to join this one and obviously share charts, blah blah blah, and so on, there's a link in the description anyway. So. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Got 6. Second entry short. That one there. What about that one there? That one there. 52. Yeah, that one there. Yeah. I'm just not sure what's going on here at the moment. It's sort of a bit sideways. There's definitely a downward feel to it. So if you took that one, I'd say there's a good chance that's going to get stopped out. It's quite a small risk though, that was. But the trouble is, you can see there's 2 legs there. There isn't there. It's just one drop, isn't it? Right, let's see where this is going to get to. Mm. There's definitely a downward feel for it. Touch there, touch there, touch there. I mean, obviously, we're taking into consideration the latter part of yesterday, but there is a failure there, but it's just too congested. I'm still not a massive fan of this. It's more sideways, isn't it, really, than... It is down a little bit, it's more sideways. So there's a possible leg and a leg. Okay, so we got news pending 50 seconds. So if you're in a trade, I'd get out of it pronto. Okay, let's see if we get any fireworks. got leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Just wondering whether that's a penguin trade. One leg, first, second. Okay, there's a second entry short there.
Order submitted.
Oh. No, I don't really want to go short into that.
Order cancelled.
I'd have preferred that to break below there a bit. No, it's not, is it? Straight back in. Oh yeah, that QR code, it's not working on the screen. It is. There is a link in the description. It's all right, Sam's just messaging me. It's not working. I'll sort it out. I looked at Forex Factory. I'm not sure about what Lance uses. He may use something from Mac. Yeah, it is. That is from Mac. That. But to be honest with you, I've been using that for 2.5 years, and it's never done me wrong. Never at all. And about the news there, sometimes the news does nothing. Sometimes you're not even aware there's news. Other time it just rockets up. But yeah, that's part of Mac's, that is. To be fair, it's brilliant. I've never had an issue with it. Okay, so let's have a look what's going on here. It's just hard to trade this really because it's up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, that indicator there, it's called, I'll show you. Excuse me. It's from Max there. That's it there. If you're part of Max Group, it's free, that is. And if you want to join Max, it's $125 per year. But that's it there. And it's never done me wrong. Okay, there is a failure there. And a second entry long. Kind of like that.
Order submitted.
Let's see what happens. No.
Order cancelled.
It's too dangerous to trade this. Yeah, I thought if we can get maybe, it looks like a channel, if we get 2 legs back and a bullish bar there, that may get us up to these highs. But no, it's shit really, in it. To be honest with the price action, it's crap. I don't think there's any type of a channel there. It's a bit risky to take. I mean, if you think there's a channel there and it actually doesn't look terrible, that might be a break and it may come down and make a new low, but it's not the most convincing channel, I will say that. If we go from there, we've had a touch there, a touch there. It's not too bad actually, but it's just as much sideways as it is down, so yeah, it could be a break and we may come down and make a new low, but it's just choppy rather than anything, so I think it's just too risky. Yeah, it's a bit flaky, isn't it? A bit vague. Let's have a look. Leg down, leg down. It does look like we're going to get a couple of legs, but you just don't really want to go short into there, really. Leg and a leg, I think. Yeah, I think that is a channel, you know. I think that's coming down. Leg and a leg. It's just not clear, is it? I'd say we're coming down, I think. But it is just an educated guess, leg and a leg. See, a second entry, it's very tempting to go long there. But my slight concern is that is a bit of a channel and we're coming down to make a new low. So if that push bullish, you don't know whether it's going to nick that and then come down. It's hard to say. It's quite a small risk in all fairness. Oh, that's so tempting, that is.
Order submitted.
See if we get a higher low. It's very tempting. But there is a slight downward feel to it, and that's what's making me a bit concerned. So it's unclear.
Order cancelled.
I think that will go up, but it's unclear.
Order
See
submitted.
if it'll get me on the limit order that. Come and get me. Come on. It is two nice legs back, actually, to be fair, and it's off this bottom. I should have took
Order
that, actually.
cancelled.
It's two nice legs. It's off the bottom there. It's probably good for 2 points. Let's have a look. There's 2 points. Okay, yeah, so comfortably got 2 points. You did. Yeah, I am hard about it. My slight concern with it, once it started to push and hold there, my slight concern is there was some form of a channel. I don't know whether there is or not, probably not. but it's just it was touching a couple of times there, it was touching there, near enough there. My slight concern is we're going to come down, but it's not very clear. But we've had a breakout and it's pushed up, so it is clearly two legs after a little channel, but there you go. Okay, so leg. Excuse me. Okay, don't forget, guys, we've got a few more in now. They're 90% off. Apex ends today, and they have indicated in an email that they're not having any for a while. I'm guessing probably somewhere around about Christmas week. Well, I'm hoping, or certainly New Year if they don't do that. If you do want one, today will be the time. We should have taken that one now. Oh well. I did put in on a limit order, but it never came back and got me, unfortunately. There you go. Yeah, I prefer that actually. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 touches there. Uh, mm. Actually, I think that's more like that. Leg up break, new high. Ooh, bearish bar there. Ooh. I bet there'll be a few traders in there. Just not a massive fan of this. See if there's a lower high here. it's just not dropping as quick as I'd expect it to, and it does look like it's testing this top, so I think that's a bit risky. I'm not a fan of picking tops anyway, in all fairness. That type of picking bottoms isn't too bad because it is clearly two legs, but this isn't really. I'd much prefer the lower high really with that one. I can see that getting stopped out. See what happens. My concern is leg up, sideways, leg up. It's getting a bit congested. Yeah, trouble is it's congested now, isn't it? So I don't think that's safe now all of a sudden. My slight concern is here we've had two legs down, we've had one leg up and another leg up, so I think that's likely to hit this, which makes that a little bit risky for me. And twice now we've struggled to get below there, so I think that's more like 50-50 now. We'll see. It may work, it may come down. I just don't like the way it's struggling to at the moment. Let's see. Possible second entry long, who knows? Yeah, it just got a little bit congested there for my comfort. Yeah, so if I would have taken either one of those, if I'd have taken that one or the lower high, if I'd have taken that one, you'd have only got a point, I think. It's got to push through, so you'd have got a point just, I think, there. Let's see. Actually, I like that. That's a better top for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I like that. I do. Hate it when it goes sideways. You ain't got. If you're just scalping a point, you probably get away with some of this. If you'd have scalped a point, you'd have got away with that. But the trouble is, for me, a point's a waste of time, in all honesty. And that is just my opinion. Trouble is, like yesterday, I lost a trade for 3 points. If you win 3 trades when you're scalping a point, and you lose 1 trade, you're in the red because of the fees. So I just can't scalp a point. I think it's just not nowadays and age. I mean, Mac used to teach this. It's going back 12, 13 years, when you'd have a maximum 2 point, trade with a tick above, but we don't nowadays. I mean, the ATR is unusually low, but yesterday, if you'd have taken what was that trade? I took that one there. So a tick above it and a tick below of it. Was it that one? No, it wasn't. It was here, wasn't it? That one there. So you tick above, tick below. You're talking 3 points. It's just if you win 3 1-point trades, that's minus $12 fees, and if you lose that one, there's your 3 points gone. So you're down you're down $16. You've taken 4 trades, you've won 3, and you're down $16. It doesn't make sense to me, not anymore. I think 6 ticks is minimum, in all honesty. Yeah, sometimes you're going to get, sometimes bad trades will still make 4 points, 4 ticks. But I just don't want all the stresses and that, really, just to get 4 ticks. If I could do a runner, then obviously that, maybe a bit of a difference. But I know Mac only suggests taking 25%, maximum 25% of your entire risk as a runner. But obviously, really, then you need to be trading 4 contracts, and I haven't got the luxury of doing that at the moment. Yeah, it's just so choppy here. There is a failure there, but the trouble is, it's just sideways and choppy. It could do anything, really. Up, down, up. Has anyone tried out the new copy? I haven't. Apparently, if you own the original one, you get it for free. But the trouble is, I get on really well with Flowbots, the Replicanter one. I've never had an issue with it, so... but I did read somewhere, I heard Daryl Martin talking about it, something about, because I think the problem was with it, if you had orders sitting there and only some of them triggered, I had it myself when I was using it, it only triggered some of my orders and the other 2 ended up triggering as a buy order. So yeah, it's just too risky for me, and at the end of the day, I don't see, for me, I'm happy with the Replicanter. It's working well for me at the moment. But yeah, it's the old adage, isn't it? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Don't try and fix it. So, okay, so there is a failure there. There's probably going to be maybe some longs in there, but the trouble is, it could work. It's 50-50 for me. It's clearly going sideways, so anything really is a risk, I think. might work, it might not work. Okay, it's worked in that case. For me, EMA is facing up a bit and it's closed above the EMA and it's close to these lows, so you just don't know. Let's have a look. So, yeah, you'd have squeezed a point, maybe a point and a quarter out of it. See, if this triggers this and pushes down, that might not be a bad lower high. We've clearly tried a few times to get up here and we've struggled. My slight concern, though, is we've come off the highs again and we've struggled there at the midline. So do I really want to get short there into that midline? Yeah, good decision to leave that one. It's clearly sideways. I think you'd have got a... Let's have a look. You'd have got maybe a point and a quarter out of it at a push. There's a point and a quarter. It may not even get you to point and a quarter, so I go for sort of at least 6 ticks, or it's just so... It's clearly sideways, so it's just risky. And that was a good decision to stay out of that. And it's done exactly what I thought it would have done, this measured move. So let's have a look. There we go. Boom. So good decision to stay out of that. The failure, that one may have been okay, but the failure wouldn't have worked for me. What would this have given me? Tick below it. I wouldn't have got 2 points out of that either. It would have had to push through, so it would have had to get down to there. So good decision to leave that and the failure. ATR, yeah, ATR's low. Look at that. Woof. Flipping hell. I didn't expect that. Yeah, after this, leg down, 2 legs up. I'd say there. Some stops there. But yeah, look at that. So good decision to start there. Just risky, that is. You can clearly see it's going sideways. In fact, it's probably more like that, actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe a bit lower than that. That's probably more like it. Yeah, that's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches there. So it's just risky going there. You'd have got a point out of it at the most, but I'm not interested in trades for a point. It's just not worth the risk, in all fairness. So Okay, so this daily now is looking good. Okay, so basically, I can come down a fraction. Yeah, came down to the bottom and pushed up, so there is a possibility we could get out the top. Inflation continues for 7 more months. Policy rate. Didn't indicate that there was going to be no more hikes. And at some point, I think they said they won't hesitate to do them, but they can't see anymore. That just came out and caused a spike. That there, you reckon? I thought the news was over and done with. I thought that was caused really maybe some stops there and some stops there. No, I don't know. Maybe not. Let's have a look. Well, if it is because of the news, maybe we may go a bit higher. We get a couple of legs. Okay, so there's a new high of the day. Yesterday's highs are up here. So I'm assuming that consumer confidence was just a general chit chat then, was it? I think. Came from 1539, the exact minute. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully then we may get out of this bloody range. Excuse me just for 1 second. In fact, now I'm going to sit a minute. It's all right. I'm just going to nip to the bathroom, but I might hold on just a minute. Yes, I'll be back just 1 minute. Okay. So we've had a break of that, a new high. Let's see what happens. Are we going to bounce off the top and continue on? Nice to get something like that, actually. Two legs down, bounce off the top to go a bit higher. If that is good news, then we could get a decent push. We'll see if we can get two legs down to here.
Order submitted.
Okay, see if we get 2 legs from here. That'd be nice, bounce off the top. Hopefully quite a small risk as well, we'll see.
Order filled.
Okay, 2 legs back, bounce off the top. See how we get on here. Just going to give that an extra tick. Not having a good couple of days, actually. Come on, get up there. Well, this is not looking good. I like the trade. I know we had a break, but we sort of tested the top there. We pushed up. We've tested it 1, 2, twice there. Come on. Get above here, really. We can get above here, and then there, I think we're okay. I just like the way we'd had 2 legs back and we sat right on there. Oh dear.
Stop
That's
filled.
frustrating. Well, I'm not having a good few days. Okay. I like that one. I thought that was okay, actually. There we go. Leg. Let's have a look. 3 losing trades in a row. I can't remember the last time I did that. I thought that was all right. 2 legs back. We had a strong push up. We tested this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I thought that was going to just rocket up after a while. Just sometimes they just don't work. Oh well. And it was 2 legs back as well. It retested this, so there we go. Yeah, I like that one. Really nice 2 legs back. Leg. Sometimes I'll leave these and I'll watch them go every time, but then you just don't know, do you? You got trap 2 as well. Failed breakout. Maybe. The bit I liked is it tested it quite a few times, and I thought if it gets above there, it'll put. I expected it really strong, in all fairness. I wonder. Two legs back. One leg, 2 leg. See if we can get a higher low. Just check there isn't any type of a channel there. There is possibly, yeah. Okay. I think we've had a break in a new high. I'm a bit on the fence about this. I thought that was a winner, I did. 2 legs back, so we got a leg up, 2 legs back. Yeah, it's not been the easiest of weeks, that's for certain, is it? Okay, there's a higher low there. Leg back, higher low.
Order submitted.
No, it's just getting a bit congested now, isn't it?
Order cancelled.
You think so? I did put that there. Yeah, I don't think that's right. So what we got from Mac. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just got exactly the same thing as us here. Nothing's different. I'm not convinced it is. That looks like a leg up to me, 2 legs of correction, and it looks to me like we're going up again. We'll see. Let's see if that short triggers a failure. last couple of days have been horrible price action, I got to say. Two legs of correction. Yeah, it is doing what I thought it was doing. Let's have a look. Yes, bud, I'm here, mate. I'm here. I'm here. Having another crap day. uh, mm. See what I think. Okay. See what I think about what, bud? Mm. Just going to get rid of that just at the minute. Actually, do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking leg up, one leg back, second leg back, failure, leg, we'll see. Took that second entry long also, but got out break even. Yeah, to be fair, mate, when it started going up there, I thought once it gets above here, it's going to push up really strong. That's what I was expecting. But it's sort of retesting this top, isn't it? But just, I don't know, sometimes it don't work. Maybe it's a bit congested. I don't know. I suppose you could say it's a bit yeah, it's a little bit congested, actually. Break even, yeah. Did you answer my question about corrections? May have missed it. No, I didn't. Where was it? Corrections. You ever watch USD or any other equities for corrections? No, I don't, mate. I started off trading currency a little over 3 years ago, and I did that just for a while and then moved on to this. But no, I haven't, mate. Oh, I see what you mean. Correlations. Sorry. You said corrections. No, mate. No, I don't. No. Correlations. I don't even know what correlations are, mate, to be fair. So the answer's definitely a no. You said corrections. I just saw CORR. It's all right. The mic's... it's on my left screen, this, and the mic wires crossing over the... Well, the mic arm and wires crossing over the... What's it? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I do occasionally. I've got the daily on here at the moment. Now and again, I'll flick over to the 10,000 or the 5,000. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Got you. Yeah, I've been keeping it on the daily at the moment. I want to try and get out of this top of this little range. Looking for a higher low here. It is frustrating when it just goes without you, but what can you do? Yeah, occasionally I'll flick over to the 10,000. I got the 10,000 here as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just really, over the last few days, it is just like a big range, isn't it? Really. Yeah, yeah, I know the sort of ES tends to follow the NQ, doesn't it? I have looked at the NQ at the same time, and if the NQ moves or pushes up, ES tends to follow it. Yeah. Second leg 10,000. Yeah, I'm looking at that now. Leg. I'm looking for an entry. I was looking for a higher low. We got a leg up there, 2 legs of correction, and a leg and a leg. I certainly expect to get up here somewhere if we can, but I need a lower high here. Higher low, sorry. Come on down. Okay, come on, a bit more.
Order submitted.
Leg. See if we can get something here to push up. Leg. Okay, let's see if we can get something here. Second entry long, possibly. Attempt to take this as a an engulfing. Yeah,
Order
I think
filled.
I'm gonna. Second entry long. I took it on the engulfing there, above that red candle there, so hopefully it's finished nice anyway. It's off here, so hopefully that will work out all right. This definitely looks bullish to me. Touch. Leg up, 2 legs of correction. Leg up, 2 legs back. I expected it to at least get up here somewhere. We'll see. I like it because we've got a leg up, 2 legs of correction, a leg up, 2 legs back. Nice big bullish bar. I know we're going to the highs. Just going to give that 1 extra tick.
Order filled.
Okay, happy days. I'm guessing that's going to go quite a bit. I just wanted to get out comfortably for that trade there, but I needed a win. So I get there 6 ticks, I think. 2.5 points. Happy days. So it's a higher low, higher low, plus 2.5 points. Excellent. Okay, thank God for that. Finally. Cheers, guys. Appreciate that. I need that one. What is that? Target and stop indicator. Target and stop indicator. Oh, the thing that's attached to the. Oh, you're in for a treat, mate. It's actually free as well. It's called. I should have this written down, really, shouldn't I? It's called Order Line Decorator, and it's free as well. I took it 14 ticks. Good on you, Amanas. Order Line Decorators. Just Google that, and it's free, bud. It's free. I think we got a good channel going up here. So we had that strong push up there. We had to break a new high. We had a perfect measured leg down. We had a strong leg up above the EMA. 1 leg, 2 legs. 1, 2 legs back to here. And then push up. But I think there's a good chance of getting up here. But it does look like we're finally out here. Just a shame about that one. I actually still like the trade. But what I will say, if anything, is it's probably a little bit congested. Yeah, it is a little bit, in all fairness. But sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But there we go. So, oh shit! Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Parcels, Christmas presents. Okay, so delivered. Okay. Yeah. I was hoping. Yeah, see, we clearly got out of there, and we retested this a few times. But there was obviously a bit of a correction. But after that, 2 legs back. For me, it was going up. Let's have a look. So I think there's a good chance of getting up there. In fact, quite a bit higher, actually. As somebody mentioned on the 10,000 tick chart, let's make that a bit wider. Leg up, 2 legs back, another leg up. So, it's all right, I'm out of breath. I just carried a bunch of parcels up. So I would say, let's just go for the shorter one. I would say there's a fair chance that will go up to 75, which is just below that line. So I'm saying about that anyway. But it's quite rangy, isn't it? In all fairness. So, but there is a leg. You can clearly see sort of 2 attempts to go lower. We'll see. Let's drag that out of the way. So at least I'm up by about $6. So that's better than yesterday. Shame about that one, actually. I still think that was okay, but it is a slight, it's a little bit, did I lose there? What was it? 2.25 points. It has been a horrible price action the last couple of days. It's not the nicest of stuff, I've got to say, but I like that. Yeah, it's going close to these highs. Do you know, I've not got a problem going into these highs if you get a decent setup, and after that push up, 2 legs of correction. I think that's pretty good. I expect that to get a bit higher. Possible overshoot there, but I don't think. I did consider holding, but I did yesterday for a bit, and it stung me, so I thought, let's just concentrate on getting some points back. So, where did I get out? 2.5 points, which is about there. Once we get above that, I expected a quick push. That's the type of thing I was looking for yesterday when I took that trade. We had that leg up. Is that the same scenario as that? We had that leg up, 2 legs of correction, and I missed that one, that higher low. I really expected that one. That's why I held on for 3 points. I really expected that one to get up here. And in all fairness, I wasn't mega greedy. I was coming out at about there, so I was only not even 2/3 of that. Well, just below 2/3 of the way up. That's what I expected yesterday, and I see that a lot. 2 legs back. The only thing that probably didn't make that go up is because it's quite a choppy sideways day. But we'd already made a new high there, so 2 legs back, and we continued up again. I thought that was going to go a lot more. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It just yesterday could have been so different. It could have been a really good day. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, there's an element of risk in all these sort of setups, especially when it's, you know, doing a lot of sideways. But that's what I expected yesterday. Leg up, 2 legs of correction, another leg up. What I usually do is look for a higher low here. In a lot of cases, you'll get a really good move. Why is the market sucking Thanksgiving? I don't really know, to be honest with you. See, Christmas. I had a brilliant Christmas, I did. I was trading 2 contracts, I think, a couple of days after Christmas. I had $1,000 on one account. I think it was. I took 2 trades, and what I do a lot of the times, if certain times I'll take me profit up there and just that type of thing. Take me stop up to there. But that did. It's worth holding on at some circumstances. I mean, that's gone up. You'd have got 6 points out of that, no problem. If I see a good enough setup and I think we're getting a second leg, the only reason that's made me not hold on there is just it knocked my confidence a bit yesterday. So I thought and obviously with the losing trade this morning, that's 3 losing trades in a row. I haven't had that for months. It's just one of those things that happens sometimes. I didn't think it was a bad trade. A lot of the times that'll just work. But it's just one of those things. But we're clearly getting something working up there, aren't we? I'm pretty confident that's going to hit that mark. In which case, will have given us, if we'd have held on, would have given us 8 points. I expect it to push and hit that. So if I'd have held on to there, I'd have come in a few ticks. But even yesterday, I was only looking for 2/3 of that move, which would have come out here. So I was surprised it didn't do it. But, exactly the same thing as yesterday. We had a push-up, 2 legs of correction. It wasn't the first one I took. It was the second one. Push-up, 2 legs of correction. It was the third one, the fairly. So I expected that to get up here. I thought I was not being greedy by getting out. By holding on, but there you go. So that's smashed 8 points, no problem. So it is frustrating, really, because when you hold and it doesn't make it, I've done it before, the next time I get out earlier and it makes it. So sometimes you're best off just hold. If you think you've got a good setup, you're best off just hold. Sometimes I read the comments. Who was it? Somebody mentioned we're coming into an angle. We expect it to drop. When you read stuff like that, you can't unread it. What was it? I can't remember. Said it now. We're forming a triangle. We're going to drop in a few minutes. Nemus, yeah. See, my gut, seeing what I'm seeing after the 2 days correction, is telling us we're going to push up. But it did what I expected to do. Unfortunately, I got out, but at least I got 2.5 points anyway. So at least we're back ever so slightly in the green. See, if I'd have took that, I'd have got me 2 points back from yesterday, and me 6 points I lost yesterday. So I'd have got 8 points there. There's 8 points there, so I'd have got everything back. So sometimes it's worth holding on if you think your setup's right, and after the push-up, 2 legs back. And then we started to push above it again. It's worth holding on. I better not even look at the chat while I trade. Well, to be fair, mate, I generally don't. Most people don't say, what they, think's going to happen. But it is a leg up, so I'd say now I had it from there, so I'd say we'll probably hold it from there. So I would say that's the start of the move, isn't it? Well, I mean, I think it was, he said that he thought it was going to come down. I held on anyway. I did what I thought anyway, but I know in the past, sometimes I haven't done it. I listened to the comments, but I just go with what I feel, and that to me, after the push-up, 2 legs back, we're going to go up another leg. What time is it? Okay, about another 45 minutes. Yeah, the only slight risky thing is going into the highs there, but after that and a push up and 2 pulls back to this line, it was safe to do that. It didn't trigger on, did it not? No. Yeah, sometimes they don't, mate. Charts, charts will always, if you think about it, the data is coming to your PC wherever you are in the US, and to my PC, it depends on processing power, how quick it gets onto my screen. It's got to be to do with internet speed as well. It only needs to be a fraction of a split second later on my screen than yours, and the bar will form slightly different. So they often do. Even when I look at, I always compare my charts to Max and people like Marco's and that, and I quite often see discrepancies all the time, actually. For instance, this bar, obviously a bearish bar, sometimes on other people's charts it'll be a bearish pin bar. It's sort of giving you the same information, but it just goes to show how they can differ. But okay, so at least we're out of this blasted range anyway. So yeah, you can see it a bit more clearly now, can't you? Leg up, 2 legs of correction, and another leg up. I see this not as much as I'd like, but I do see it from time to time. The last time we had this was yesterday, but it never worked. And the time before that, I'll tell you exactly when it was. It was when we had that problem with Rhythmic. But yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at. I wonder why that didn't work, and I tell you why I think it didn't work was because of this. As soon as I put this on, you'll know straight away. The overshoot. And I think that's why it didn't work. A lot of times overshoots can result in a reversal, and sometimes it'll make a new high and then reverse. So we had 2 legs back, made a new high and reversed. So, but, I learned something yesterday. I learned that if we've got this that I look for, this leg up, 2 legs of correction, if there's an overshoot, then maybe stay out. But we didn't get it with this one. Obviously, we never had the tops there, but there wasn't an overshoot because we didn't really have anything, there wasn't. That was the sort of channel really, but it was a leg up, 2 legs of correction and another leg up. But the time before that was when Rhythmic went down. There was a really nice one, a lovely thick leg like that, 2 legs back and a higher low, and it was beautiful and it rocketed up. That's the type of trade I look for, and those are the trades I'll hold on a bit. And if I've had the balls to hold on there, but because I'm down again and after yesterday rocked me confidence a bit, I left it. But if I would have held, then I'd have had my stop under there, so I'd have put my stop to here and then there, maybe here, maybe there, and then just dragged it up. But there's a real good possibility of 10 points there. But it is frustrating. When you stay out of it, it works. When you get in it, it doesn't. So there's another channel there. So that's for UKFT code. I just topped up a couple of... No, thank you for using it, mate. I appreciate that. You don't have to use mine. You can use anybody's, really. They all offer the same thing, but I appreciate you using mine. Incidentally, if anyone has forgotten, it finishes tonight. Midnight tonight, and they have indicated, I'll show the email. I don't quite know why they've put it like this, but where is it? Yeah, this is the email I had. Don't miss out. The last time Apex will be offering 90% evaluations for a good long while. I don't know what they mean by that. It might be just tactics to get you to just pick one up now. Or unless they plan on doing something different. And in all fairness, as an affiliate, I know how many you guys buy when we have the sales compared to when we don't, and it goes up tenfold. It makes me more money, so it will ultimately make Apex more money. So when they have these 80-90% offers, they make more money from you guys. So it's in their interest to do them, and I know that because obviously I'm an affiliate, so... for a good long while, I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. I mean, they may hold out now till Christmas, but Christmas is only about 3.5 weeks away. So we may get something Christmas. New Year, I would have thought for sure. So whether they wait for New Year or not, but there you go. You know, these companies, they sort of word things in a certain way, don't they, to sort of, you know, to attract a little bit of urgency. So, but, you know, you guys don't have to use my code. You can use any one of the other streamers or anyone you like, you know. But, you know, if you do use mine, it is appreciated. It does help me. I work weekends, and obviously the money I get from that tops up my money and allows me to trade full time. So if you do use it, or you've ever used it, it really is appreciated. And also, don't forget, if there's any new faces in, if you look on my chart, you can see this Discord. This doesn't work at the moment, but I've put the link in the description. And what it is a guy called Tyler, not the one that works with Marco. It's a guy called Tyler, and also Sam, as you guys know. Sam's a buddy of mine, 5 trader, and Black Bay as well. He's in there, and a guy called Empire Maker, I think. So everyone's linked together, really. These guys are way more techy than me. So I did start one, but I think a couple of people were getting messages from somebody called me, but wasn't me. So I decided to can it there. I didn't want anybody getting crappy messages, but I was invited into this one, and you guys as well. But it does help everyone. So, but that little image on the screen doesn't work apparently. But it is in the link. So, but I think Sam said I think he's updated it, but it's in the link anyway, and I think most of you guys know anyway. But it's nice of them to invite me in, and you guys as well. It's just safety in numbers. I'm not very techy, but speak of the devil, you're both in. Tyler and Sam, how you doing, guys? Lads, I'm doing a giveaway for a free 50k. I thought you were going to say free 50k then. Can I have 50k and not the evaluation? I could really do with it about now. Let everyone know. Oh, you've done it yourself. There you go. So Tyler's doing a free 50k evaluation giveaway. So that's very nice of him. So it doesn't check Discord. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Giving away free 50k. That'd be nice. I'd just say we'll share it, we'll split it. What's your wire details? No problem, mate, no problem. I'll give you my PayPal number, you can put it straight in. In all fairness, I got a 15-year-old daughter. She'd soon get rid of 50 grand right about now. Sent you an update image for that late. What do I do, Sam? Just save it as an image? That's what I've done with that one. Just save it as an image and just exchange a picture. Is that all I do? Just save it. Excellent. Okay. I'm not the most tech savvy guru out there. I'm muddled by. But so yeah. So if anybody's if there's any new faces in this afternoon don't know about that, it's just a bunch of traders. It's just about helping and supporting each other, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a tough business. So the more people you have helping you, supporting you, rooting for you, the more experienced traders will help the less experienced traders, and so on and so forth. But it's just a nice place. Everyone can get together and just have a chin wag and shoot the shit, as they say. So I'll leave the giveaway up for 6 hours so as others can join from your stream. Yeah, I think there's some in here. The trouble is, I think the names differ. The names I see here, or the little icons, I don't think they're the same. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate that, mate. That's good of you. That's good of you. Brilliant. So, have you two got it? You guys, any trades? Didn't you say you had one, Sam? I think you got one, haven't you? Yeah, it's doing what I expected it to. In fact, if we get 2 legs down here, I'm tempted to go long again. As long as they're really good. You took one, good on you. We had that final 2 legs back and another leg up that I was expecting yesterday that never materialised. Shame about that. That would have been the trade of the day there, look. You took that one there. Yeah, I am hard about that because it's sideways, isn't it? And you know, when you just think... trouble is, I had 2 losing trades on the trot yesterday, which is the first time I've had that one for a couple of months. So sometimes it just knocks your confidence and you want something a little bit more. I mean, ordinarily that, but I think my only slight concern is it is sideways and it's a bit dangerous, and the EMA is flat, it's below the EMA. But having said that, I'd say Mac will probably mark it as a high probability trade. But the thing is, if I'd have had a great day yesterday, I'd have probably taken that. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There is a channel there with a break, but it's only 1 entry. First entry. I'd like to have 2 legs down and maybe retest this. Would be nice. Giveaway of lot. Where is it? Where do I see it? I don't know how to see it. I must be getting old. You guys have probably got more of a chance than me. I'm 54 now, I'm ancient. I still remember mobile phones when you used to carry one around with a handle on it, like 2 house bricks put together. Back in the day. You young lads are sport today. Okay, so leg, let's have another little leg, it'd be nice, and then another push-up. Maybe interested in this. I like the way it's fitted in there. 1 leg back, that's triggered, but it's only a first entry, so if we can get another leg back, then I may be interested in taking that. It does seem like we've got a nice uptrend at the moment. Okay, there is a second entry long. I'm just not a massive fan of this. Will it work? Probably. I'm staying out of it. Right, so I'm quiet. I was just looking through some photos. I was looking for a photo. Okay, leg back, leg back. Let's see what's going to happen now. Kiri, oh, you're a new face. Where did you come from? High liquidity, 4557. 4557. What about down here? Okie dokie. Okay, there is a second entry along there, but just going to sit tight. I am. Will it work? Possibly. Not a massive fan of the bar. I much prefer it to come down here, really. Second entry long triple test. Yeah, see, I wouldn't class that as a, because that's on the way up for me. That would be the first test. That would be the. That's how I understand it anyway. I get what you're saying. See, this to me is just on its way up. That would be the first test. That would be the second test. Having said that, that does look like a leg up, and it is a second entry long. I think that'll probably work. But if it was a good enough trade, that would move by now because there would be more traders in that, which tells me it's a trap. So I'm staying out of it. If it is a set entry long and it's a good strong signal bar and a good position, lots of traders would jump in on that, see, and it would send it up in my opinion. So it's a little bit on the risky side. That is, the signal bar could be a lot better. Put it that way. It's, you know, it's more bullish than it's not, but for me it's a bit risky. Yeah, signal bar's naff, but isn't it? Trouble is, these you take with a pinch of salt. Sometimes they work, sometimes they won't. I mean, obviously we're in an uptrend at the moment, but it's not the strongest position. It may work, it may not. So that would be the first, yeah, because this is just on the way up, really. That's a test of it. We've broken. There's one test. There's a second test. If we can come up, maybe another test, then that might work. But trouble is, if we do then, looking at what I'm looking at now, it's probably just going to tell me that there's congestion there. So just there's nothing worse than being stuck in a trade. I was stuck in a trade for a record. I could have been classed as a swing trader yesterday. I was stuck in the trade for that long. I think I was in a trade for an hour and 15 minutes. That's never happened. Never. I think I beat my record by about ×3, I think. It should have been an indicator, really, that I should have got out. But the trouble is, what I will say is when I get out, the trades I get out of, more of them go on to win. So I think pound for pound, I'm better off holding. But I think it was an unprecedented, for me, an unprecedented amount of time I was stuck in the damn thing for yesterday. So I think, in all honesty, I probably should have got out of it. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just keep in mind when I'm trading what Max says, and he says it a lot, screen time. The more screen time, the better the trader you become. The more you understand the markets, the better you get at reading the markets. And every time you slip up and you make a mistake, it's a lesson, and it's a valuable lesson. And it's a lesson that is going to contribute to you being a consistent, profitable trader for the rest of your working days. So, I try and look for the positive. I try and take the positive. Yeah, sometimes they piss you off. They do. But I try and get some positive out of it. But what I will say is if any of you guys are still struggling when you have losses and revenge trading, just try and force yourself to stay away from the chart for the rest of the day. Because the following day, I mean, I felt not stressed, but just a little bit frustrated. But I managed to stay away. But when I woke up this morning, a lot of that just disappears. And, you're back ready. But as Sam mentioned to me earlier, just keep it in mind. Your equity curve is the most important thing, and I think the word he uses, that's just a blip on your equity curve. That's all trading is, really. That's the most important thing, your equity curve, that shows you're consistently profitable. It doesn't matter whether you have a bad day or whatever. I lost 2 trades in a row. I could come in tomorrow and I might do 3 trades in the first 30 minutes. You just don't know. But what I will say is the last couple of days, with the exception of this second push-up, it's just been horrible. Yesterday was foul. I held there thinking we pushed up, knew we were going to push up, but in all honesty, it was just a sideways day. So now, things I learnt yesterday about taking that trade with 2 legs of correction, we had an overshoot, so that may be the fact we had 2 legs back, we made a new high and then dropped. So every time you make a mistake like this, you learn from it. So these mistakes, although they frustrate you and take away your money, they do teach you to be a better trader. So let's have a look, 1 leg back. Now, we may get a triple test here, but in all fairness, I'm probably going to stay out of them because it may be a triple test, but what it is more than anything is congested. And what it could do is lead to a break of this channel. So we could have a leg, and it may break this channel. So you just got to be super careful here. And I think I've learnt the hard way. Just when it goes like this, just, be careful. Yeah, I find if you can get past the night, the rest of the day, before the market closes, you're okay. You're usually good to go then. What I will say is if we break out the bottom and retest this, that would interest me, because you could trade that then as a fail, break out the range. After this channel up, 2 legs back, 1 leg, 2 leg, which would take us out the bottom of this range, then I'd be in, bloody hell. Okay, leg. If we can get down, touch this, and push up bullish, I might be interested in that. Let's get one
Order
ready just
submitted.
in case. Okay, channel up, leg. See what happens here. Woo, hello. Let's get rid of that.
Order cancelled.
I did say there was a possibility of a break. Let's see if we retest that. Also, if we've hit this high, we haven't quite got as high, and we've hit that a few times. So, leg, bounce off here. If we can get a higher low, that might be interested in that. Yeah, I get down a bit quicker. Well, you say take out a lot of stops. I can't see a lot of stops being in here unless they've, people have taken, maybe put stops. I don't know. It just seemed to come down quite quick. There may have been some there, but if there had been stops there, that would have taken it. But perhaps they were a bit further down. I don't know. Okay, so leg. So there's a break. Now I would expect a retest of this, the high. So if we can get a higher low, but yeah, just make sure puts the woolies up you when that comes down like that, doesn't it? Okay, so that's actually looking pretty okay. There is a second leg down. So looking for a higher low here. You know what? I wonder. I wonder if this is taking a change. Touch. I don't think that's a bad trade actually there. It's a small risk to fail break out of there. It's a very small risk, that is. Let's have a look. Tick above it, tick below it. That's a 1.75 points. Surely that will come back to the EMA. Actually might be a bit of a spike in a channel there. That's possible, I think. Touch. Excuse me a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be 1 minute. So that would have worked if you'd have even taken that 1-to-1. It was quite a small risk, actually. So you'd have got a 1.5 out of that. Tick above it, tick below it. 1.5 risk. Nice to push up and test this, I think. Interesting. Does that mean we're coming down, or are we going to trigger the short and push up? I'm not sure about what's going on here. God, it's so slow, isn't it? I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of volume today. There really isn't. Usually by the end of the day, I struggle to get this on my chart. I mean, I can clearly read it like that, no problem. Sometimes it's like this. I struggle, but I can clearly read that. So not a lot of volume. 2 legs down, load of sideways. Really lack of volume today. I think that's a little better, actually. Touch, touch. This is painfully slow, isn't it? I'm about even Stevens, actually. I'm up a tick, mate. I took that second entry long. Took me out for 2 1/4, and I picked up that one. I wish I'd have held it now because that was my intent for 2 1/2. So I'm just up a tick, obviously minus fees, so not a lot in all fairness. So, okay, another quick drop. Same sort of thing we had there. At least it's moving. How about you, mate? So, do you know what? I'm wondering now whether we can put that there. No, let's put that there like that. That's probably a bit better, I think. That looks a bit better. You blew one of your pay. Ah, did you really? My daughter took a trade. Well, I wasn't. Oh, you kidding? How old is she, mate? How old is she? I got a 15-year-old. Do you know, whenever I walk away from the chart, I always switch it on to sim, just in case. I can't be paranoid, but I always switch it on to sim. She's right, she's 2. Yeah. I remember that age. All nappies and sick, or diapers as you guys call it, isn't it? Yeah, 2. I love that age. Good age that is. Well, not for. That's frustrating. There's nothing you can do, is there really? Well, there's nothing you could do. Bad luck, mate. She hit shorts instead of long. Yes, if she'd have gone long and you'd have made money, you'd have been quite happy about it. But yeah, that's the thing with kids, isn't it? You got to be careful. I mean, my 15-year-olds are right, actually, but I always, if I ever go downstairs, if I nip to the loo or something, if I ever go downstairs a bit, usually I'll switch it on to sim just in case. But there you go. Yeah, God, this is painfully boring. So what's going on here? Is there a channel? Yeah, I don't know. Leg and a leg, it's coming down again. This could end up being just one big blooming range day. It could, couldn't it, really? I'm wondering whether this is just a break or not. I don't really know, actually. I can't work out what's going on. The trouble is, if you don't have your channel right, it upsets the equilibrium, doesn't it? I'm still not a massive fan of that. Trouble is, I don't want to go long here. This chart over the last couple of days, it just looks like it's waiting for weak entries just to make your life miserable. But it's been really frustrating the last couple of days, hasn't it? That yesterday was crap. At least we've had options. It's a shame about that one, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? We weren't to know it was coming down this side. Sometimes you'll get caught in a leg, won't you? But it did look like 2 legs. It was actually 2 really nice legs. I'm really surprised that didn't at least make a couple of points, at least get to these highs, but it didn't get anywhere near it. But I'm going to knock it on the head today, so I'm up a tick anyway, so it's better than down anyway. But yeah, shame about that one. I mean, if you'd have bought that one and held, there you go. But that's it. I'm going to knock it on the head. It's just not worth trading this at the moment. It's just punishing you, I think, isn't it? See, if that is a channel, that's an overshoot, so it could push up. So I don't know. I may come back later. If I do, I'll just set a stream, and I tend to like to do that. Keeps me on the straight and narrow. So I'm going to leave my chart as is. I'll just shut it down. Okay, so I'll leave that. If I do come back later, I'll just knock a stream on, just set a stream on, and I'll trade maybe for an hour. We'll see. Hopefully it might have. Sometimes you get away from it for a bit and you give it a chance to sort itself out, and it may end up moving in another direction. So that's it for me. I'll probably be back in an hour, for an hour. We'll see. So if I don't see you, have a great evening. Stay safe, and I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get rid of some of this horrible price action and get somewhere decent. But so that's it. Appreciate all your comments. Don't forget, last day of the 90% off, and they have indicated it's going to be a while. I think it may be 3 or 4 weeks to Christmas, or possibly New Year. I don't know, but my code's down there, UKFT, all in capitals. Most of you know that by now, but if you use it or you have used it, it's much appreciated. So I might see you later. If not, I'll catch you all tomorrow. So have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.